everyone, what's up? We are back with episode 45 of the 580 show. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
What's up, boys?
What's up?
What up?
Back from nationals, back to training. What's chapping your guys' asses this week? Frawley, I know way too much is chapping your ass.
Bitching about not knowing how to do stuff at shows and still signing up for shows.
I don't know what that means.
It's like I see a bunch of people now talking about, oh, I wish I knew how to do these implements before I signed up for shows. It's just like
Is that amateurs or open people?
Just everybody. I just be like,
or like novice. I mean, not.
I just been noticing it more. People are just like, I wish I knew how to do this stuff before I did a show and zeroed an event or something like that. I don't know. It just kind of bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on whether they're a novice or open.
But, I was just going to say, I don't think a novice competitor would be too upset about it, though.
Yeah. If you are, then you're just stupid.
Like you just got too high expectations, and you're full of excuses. Like, I never did this before. Then why'd you do the show?
Yeah, there's no real excuse for that if you're serious about competing.
I mean, I guess though, like if there's a Hercules hold and you like train in a garage, like how are you doing? How would you do a Hercules hold?
Go find one. You could find one. You can go. Yeah, I mean, you can look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
it's not everybody. It's not everybody. It's just the people that complain about like after the fact.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
sorry,
if you're complaining about it,
my verbiage could have been a little better at the beginning.
Yeah, you willingly signed up to do it, so that's on you if you didn't make the effort to go find whatever.
And it's also different if you just say like, well, I never really did this before, so I didn't expect much for the event, right? Like it's different than
right.
Well, the only reason I sucked at this event is because I've never done it. Well, I mean, yeah, get over it.
You either gotta find a way to go practice it or lower your expectations.
Right.
One or the other.
100%. And if you're a novice, you're there to learn the events and learn from people and learn how the competitions ran. So I wouldn't beat the hell out of myself and make excuses.
We had that guy at the Pig Iron Classic that never picked up anything strongman in his life, and he just went and tried it, but he didn't complain one time the whole time. He just went for it.
He was having fun with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it goes back to being a novice.
Yeah, like I said, my verbiage could have been better, but that's the
your verbiage can always be better. We understand that by now.
I'm gonna save my topic because I'm sure it's gonna come up in discussion as we
go. We all know what you're gonna bitch about.
Yep.
So, you got anything?
No, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Another related is stay tight is not a cue. Stay tight.
It is for us.
Idiot.
It is for us.
I agree.
Cue. Not just Dante. I've heard a gajillion people say this.
It's like instinctual to say that.
I get it. And I get that you're trying to encourage and using different words and encouraging people over and over again with the same words is exhausting. But stay tight is not a cue.
Stay tight. And can I just add something?
Yeah.
And up. Like, yeah, bro, I'm fucking trying.
It's like a nervous. it's like a nervous tick a lot of the time, though.
Yeah,
it's
and I mean, it's one thing like if somebody specifically, like let's say somebody's upper back on a log gets loose, and we know that that's why they miss it, and their elbows dip before the press. If you say tight back, that's a specific cue to the lifter or the athlete to remember to do the thing that they're not doing or the weak spot that they're bad at. But just saying stay tight is not a cue.
Yeah, that's why I stay loose though.
Yeah. Like if you're doing a max effort lift, exercise, whatever, and you are not tight, you are not going to perform that lift adequately. Period. You're probably not even going to get it. So that's mine for the week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess that is just like useless cues in general. They don't. Like,
not to say not to encourage people.
No, I like being encouraged.
You should encourage your training partners, but stay tight. Well, like, look, man, like I'm on rep number 6 of my log, and like I'm not gonna be tight no more. I'm trying to be tight, but it ain't gonna happen anymore. I'm beat.
Yeah, a lot of people mean well and just don't know what to do. So they just say something.
I think some people like they're like new to the gym and stuff like that, and they hear everyone else saying cues, and they just pick up on the ones that are like reiterated. And it's like if you would ask like half of those people, like, okay, show me, like, so I get done deadlifting, right? And some idiots like you need to stay tight, like during my lift. So I get done, I'm like, okay, show me how to stay tight. What do I do? Like over half those people are gonna be like,
I don't know. Right.
just breathe into your
Right.
belly or something. Like, all right, man, go away. Go.
They hear it one time and just keep repeating it.
Yeah.
Cheer for your training partner, but be intentional with cues.
Do what Riley does. He knows how to get in my head. Negative.
He did
It's-
today.
I mean, it's
he
easy.
Did today.
It's not. I mean,
Oh,
you
man.
know me for so long.
Frawley's look when he saw me clapping when you missed
If
that.
people saw the things that Riley did to me after a lift, they would
I just
disavow.
did the slow clap and just
I
stared
missed
at
He
the
him.
just
lift.
clapped it up.
I missed a lift tonight, and Riley literally with a shit-eating grin stands, crosses his legs, and claps in my face after missing. So everyone else
Guess
walked
what
away.
happened right
I
after?
literally just went back and I just hit a rep with it. It worked.
Immediately.
And you
He
said,
knows.
you
He knows
said,
how to get under my
F
skin.
you.
sometimes. I don't
you looked
wanna-
right at me and told me to fuck off basically after.
Yeah.
But that's what I, want.
can't.
Yeah.
It worked. I can't say anything bad about it. It worked. I watched it with my own
Honestly.
2 eyes.
I think I honestly think that's like a big thing learning with your training partners and stuff too, is how do you get how do they get motivated? Like, I'm not a guy. I wish I was. I really wish I was just a nicer, like, oh, come on, Josh, like, let's go. I'm like, that literally makes me not want to lift weights. Like, I need to just either be left alone or be said something like so mean and like hurtful. Like, it's not a good thing. Like, I'm not proud of that, but Riley has lifted weights with me for a very long time. So not even that, just been friends with me. So he understands like what I need.
I have to act like I mean it too.
Yeah, you do mean it, I think sometimes.
No, I'm
he
asking.
meant it.
Only time
No,
it's
man.
ever been too far. I was walking up to a 1 rep max on front squat, and Frank told me he hopes I tear both my ACLs
He
and
did
can
say that.
never
That was,
lift weights
that,
again.
was, that was a little.
And I was like, damn, dude. Like, he literally said, I hope
I'd be
you
afraid
tear-"
to squat then.
Yeah, he
you can't
literally
say
said,
it.
I was
You
bad
can't
news.
say
he
that
was like,
shit, man.
I
Come
hope
on.
you tear everything in both your knees and can never lift weights again. I was like,
That's
Hold
bad
up.
juju.
I was
Yeah,
hold
like,
up.
bro, that's too far, man. Like, I'm now I'm gonna
Like,
get hurt. You can't talk
bro,
about that
for
shit.
me, that's too far. I'm like, shit. Yeah. Riley, you got anything on your mind?
Yeah, I'm pissed off no one made me use the soft belt earlier for sandbags because that was way easier.
I mean, big of me.
Brady told me a while ago and I just didn't listen on brand. But yeah, it's
Do you want me to
a lot
hold your
better.
weenie for you when you pee too? Like,
Yeah.
Christ.
Big.
I'm
You know
big
what
of
I
I
me.
mean, I'm not mad at anybody else. I'm just mad that I didn't do it earlier.
I've given Riley free elbow sleeves, free coaching for probably 4+ years, and now I've given him a free soft belt. I mean,
Yeah, that belt sucks.
good friend. Yeah, I won't
Not a
name the
fan.
brand, but I hate
No.
that belt.
Hate that belt.
It worked for me.
Oh. Yeah, hey,
I'm not.
I like my
I mean,
belt.
I wear my belt. I wear my belt, but I'm not the biggest fan. That's for sure.
Can't go wrong.
no free ads. Bleep that out, please. Put a thing. Unless they
Fine.
send us free stuff. I don't want to say what's chapped my ass this week. I don't have anything. I want to say a highlight of the week to roll into the episode. People that are watching on YouTube, video aspect, thank you guys so much. I got the 580 breast cancer shirt on. This thing is sick.
Yep. They're sweet.
I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who bought them. If you don't follow us on Instagram and you just consume our content via our podcast or whatever else, the shirts are ready for pickup and shipment out. So come pick up the shirts if you haven't already. Text me, call me, whatever. Shoot us a DM. How to just figure out how to get your shirts. But we actually did go over 100. We didn't stop right at 100. I think we're going to be about 110 or so shirts sold. So gonna put together. I got an idea for when we donate the money. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for everything. We will release in the next couple weeks how much we were able to donate once all the money's collected and everything like that. So just thank you guys again. I appreciate it. It was really cool to be able to do this little small gym, and we're selling, over 100 shirts. So that really speaks highly of our members and everyone that
Definitely.
we're associated with. So,
Thank you all for ordering
yeah,
your
thank
shirt.
you guys. Anything else? before we kind of roll into the episode?
I know it's something that could be chapping your ass, Josh. Quit being paranoid about weigh-ins, Dante.
What is that? Why would that chap my ass?
Because you kept saying, "Oh, you should eat. You're gonna be
Yeah,
under."
you're stupid. It's not my fault. It doesn't chap my ass. It's just stupid.
I don't know.
You're like 8 pounds under. Dante is like 8 pounds underweight, and he's starving himself for like literally didn't eat for 20 hours.
I wasn't 8 pounds under.
He's like, "Do you think I could drink an ounce of water?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're 8 pounds under." And then listen, this is how stupid it is.
There we go. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely not chapping his ass.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, look. So
Let's hear it.
you have a scale. You're 8 pounds under what you have to weigh.
Okay, not 8.
It was 8.
No.
What did you had to weigh?
265.
Yeah, and when we weighed ourselves at the gas station, you're 258.
No, I was like.
No, you were 258.
259.
You weighed yourself at the gas station that we stopped at in the middle.
Was
of
that 258?
Yes.
Must have been the gravity there or something.
So he goes from starving himself, and instead of eating something that he usually eats, he eats a crappy foot long from some weird gas station in the middle of West Virginia that's just horrible as his last meal.
Was it in
So he goes from starving
Charmco.
himself to eating like the worst food ever. And I'm just like, dude, you're like literally 8 pounds under. Even if you're 5 pounds under.
258 and you were worried?
I
What are you
don't
worried
remember.
about?
I don't remember it being 258.
Okay, 259. And you're worried about making 265?
With a 0.8 discrepancy too.
Well, it's 264.5.
But then plus a 0.8.
See, this is what I wanted. See, I knew something was chapping Josh's ass. He can't
Like,
get away
I
from
mean,
it.
that
You
wasn't
can't-
on my
You
mind.
can't get
It's
yeah,
just-
I know, but you can't get away from it this easy. All three of us had something, but you can't beat us.
Yeah, I like it. I
There we go.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just
I told him
bringing
myself
your
just
own,
to give
flaws to
content
the
for you guys.
yeah. I do think it's a good point though. I think people way overthink the weight cut. Like your scale is not, unless you're literally using a scale from like the old doctor's offices in like 1970, your scale isn't going to be like 6 pounds off national scale. You know, you may get a half a pound discrepancy, but like when you leave your hotel room or your house, if it's a local show, like you're going to be what that scale says or less.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
pretty close. Maybe
Right.
like I'd say within a pound.
like what's the absolute worst case scenario? Your scale's 0.4 off. You're that close. You're 0.2
Yeah.
over at the weigh-ins and you go take a piss and then you come back and weigh in.
The only exception I think I could come up with is if somebody has a very sodium heavy meal and they drink a lot of water
Right.
and they don't realize that they're adding water weight when they do that. But other than
Sure.
that, I mean, if you're concerned about making weight, you need to watch your sodium intake. So
There we go.
I drank 3 bottles of water before I weighed in and I was still 2.5 pounds under.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm putting on some weight.
Yep.
Excited. Oh, we got Ohio's strongest goal.
2 weeks.
on
6
Saturday,
days-
this is
6
dropping
days
Sunday.
away
So
from when this released. So October 30th.
Yep.
I'm doing it. Frawley's doing it. Riley's doing it. Dante, are you doing it?
I'm doing it.
Dante's doing it.
After today, I don't have an excuse not to.
We got,
so
I think, double digits affiliated with the gym doing the show still, even with dropouts.
Can we pull it up and see?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, gonna be a great show. It's Ohio's strongest man, woman, whatever that version of it is this year for
Yep.
United States Strongman. I mean, let's see here. So go down the list. Okay, scroll down. Julia, 1.
Mm-hmm.
Keep scrolling.
Gary.
Gary 2.
Jerome.
Jerry
3.
3.
Bobby Meat Sauce. Is he doing it?
I
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Josh.
Me 4.
It's a big class
Ferentino
here.
5. This is great podcasting. Dante and Ben.
Yep.
6
And James
7.
Brady.
Brady.
And Brady.
James
8.
Brady.
Frawley 9. I guess you could count Kacharski. He's been to our gym a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And
Riley.
That's it.
That's
And
it.
that's it.
I think that's
That's
it.
10.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna
pretty
be
much double
awesome.
digits.
yeah, so we're coming. We're gonna hang the 580 flag loud and proud. We're gonna have a couple canopies maybe set up. We're gonna have a little area, little 580 booth. So Frawley's first strongman show.
Yep.
Riley's first sanctioned strongman show.
Almost a year to the day.
I'm seriously so excited to watch some of you guys compete. Like, I'm really excited to watch Riley first sanctioned show, Frawley's first show ever. Nick Ferrantino, I think, is gonna blow the novice class out of the water. His first show, he better.
Yep.
He will.
I mean, I'm so at Julia's first strongman show.
Yep.
Just excited to be there, and we've got so many friends there and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a damn
regardless.
good time.
It's just gonna be a good time with everyone.
Yeah, I keep telling myself, like, I'm not trying to stress out too much about it. I'm just gonna be like, go do what you can do, because like I know I can do well in the events if I do my best, and just
Right.
like just genuinely try to enjoy doing my first show. Like, I'm not trying to just put so much pressure on myself to go perform, and just like go do the events and do the best you can do, and then like enjoy learning, enjoy being with the, like, because I know a lot of the guys I'm competing against, and I know a lot of the guys in the other classes. So. And the girls. So I'm just trying to enjoy the new venture, if you will.
Yeah, and after Saturday, we can lay to rest the comment that we get every week: is Frawley doing strongman? Please stop.
It's happening in a week.
We're
Well,
laying.
if it,
$20
if it goes
is not going
poorly,
to go away.
he may just never do it again.
Yeah.
If it goes
Unless
poorly.
something crazy happens. But
I feel really good about it. Like, okay, so I was not doing the show, and I woke up this morning and I'm like, I want to do the show. My friends are going to be there. I'm not going to go and wear sweatpants and sit around. Like, I'm signed up. I'm paid. I just want to go do it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to do my best on all 5 events. I want the redemption on that 225 log I missed at Nationals. I want to go hit that, prove to myself I can hit it. I think after last weekend, like, I'm going to be relaxed and just ready to roll. So I want to make a statement.
sure.
So
Yeah. I mean, I think I can legitimately win each event if I do my best, but that doesn't, I mean, just because I hit it in the gym doesn't mean I'm going to do it. So I just got to go put my best foot forward and hope I can match what I can do and go from there. So
Something
I'm not-
unexpected always happens, so you gotta just
Yeah, that's what I
roll with the
mean. I'm-
punches and go for it.
it's,
Yeah,
hey,
like-
we've said it a million times, right, Frawley? That's the beauty of competing. You got to go do it at the competition now.
walk the walk,
I hit
baby.
a 225 log for a double,
Mhm.
missed it at Nationals.
Mhm.
I wasn't a gamer. I was a freaking gym bro. I gotta
Right.
hit it I gotta hit it when it matters. No one cares if I hit it.
Gotta do when the lights
Gym.
come on.
You don't know how warm-ups are going to be either.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing that I'm
Dun, dun.
worried about.
I'm curious and anxious and everything for you guys for Nationals or for Ohio Strongest, because
Thank
The
you for
pe-
predicting that for me.
The PTSD right there.
I just hope we have enough implements to warm up on and stuff like that. But
Just bring ours in the truck.
if we don't, it's gonna be the same for everyone. So
Right.
what's that shit eating grain about, Frawley?
I'm waiting until you talk about the positives before I talk about the negatives.
Well, do you guys have anything to bring up about Ohio Strongest? Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Like, I think
mean,
I think you guys have all worked your ass off, and I think
Yeah.
it's gonna really show. I think Frawley's bought in all to strongman. Riley has too. He just drinks too much and doesn't care about it that much, but he does very good when he's actually in the gym. He doesn't
does
miss
Riley
training
stuff.
days.
He does not miss
Ferrantino,
training days. I give him that.
Riley, you can say whatever you want about him.
I
Whatever
show
you
up.
want. He does
He
not
shows
miss
up.
training days.
Nope,
He shows
he's
up.
there.
And that is more than half the battle. So props.
Mm.
I honestly think all our guys and girls are going to do phenomenal on Saturday. I think
I agree.
everyone's going to come home with some hardware and be able to show off all their work.
Yep.
We did before I'll let you guys talk about your feelings, but we did a vlog for Nationals. It's on our YouTube. Really trying to promote our YouTube more. Try to get our numbies up on that. And so our vlog did really well for Nationals. We're going to have a vlog for Ohio Strongest as well. Have everyone kind of behind the scenes, weigh-ins. It will just kind of merge it all together and do a sick vlog for that too. So we're going to be putting out videos on the YouTube every week now. I want to have a frequency every Wednesday. We're going to release a new YouTube video every single Wednesday. If you guys could do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube, comment on our YouTube, like our videos and all that stuff, it really will help out. We got some subscriber goals. We got some listening goals so we can start monetizing our YouTube channel. So if you guys can go on there and just subscribe to it and make a burner account, I don't care. Subscribe twice. We appreciate it. Comment on our videos and we'll comment back and everything like that. So people seem to really like YouTube, whether it's for our pod or whether it's video. Like I think adding our personalities more like in the gym and stuff like that will help us out a lot. So
Sure.
Probably
it's a lot easier now too because everyone has a smart TV pretty much, and you can just watch it on your TV.
Right.
100%.
A lot easier.
Right.
So what do you guys think? What's on your mind for the show coming up?
I mean, log is the event that I think that I'm iffy on because it hasn't been going that great recently. I had a good training probably like 3 weeks ago that I hit 300 for 4. That's my comp weight. I was hoping to hit it for 5 last weekend, but we were in Virginia with the travel and stuff. It made it a little difficult, but that one it hasn't progressed recently the way that the other ones have. I haven't made as much progress, but I mean, the farmer's grip, I feel like it was just a gut check, right? Like it's who can hang on the longest and who can go to the dark place the longest. I mean, sure, you could make the argument that like, yeah, well, if you deadlift a lot, like your grip's probably pretty good, but I don't know that that's applicable. You know what I mean? The medley is going to suck horribly. The sandbag and the medley I'm dreading, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna tough it out and hopefully go from there. Deadlift is one of my strongest events, so I'm happy about that. I'm looking forward to that. And what's the last one? Sandbag to shoulder. I'm never doing a show with sandbag to shoulder again, ever. So
it's weird because it's a heavy show.
It is a heavy show,
but every event is a lot of reps.
Yeah.
So it's like the weights are tasking very, very much so, but it's also a lot of conditioning. So you have sandbag to shoulder. That's honestly in strongman, besides a medley, like a 4 or 5 event medley or implement medley. I think sandbag to shoulder is probably the hardest conditioning wise.
It takes a lot out of you.
It takes a lot out of you. Okay, so we have the sandbag to shoulder. It's max reps in a minute. Then we have a 4 implement medley, which for like Frawley's Dante's class, it's pretty heavy. I mean, it's heavy. Heavy is relative. It's heavy for everyone.
Right. Yeah, right.
The log is for reps, and it's heavy. The log's heavy, but it's for reps.
Like it.
I like it.
It's not clean and press every rep, is it?
No, it's press away.
Press away.
The deadlift is heavy, but it's for reps.
Yep.
And then farmer's hold, I mean, that's just like you said, that's just a gut check.
Yeah.
That's a how bad do you want it event.
The farmer's grip for my class is heavier than nationals next year. Riley,
the people want to know you've never lost a farmer's hold in competition. You won it at your first show. Yep. Are you gonna repeat?
That's the goal. I think again, that's probably the event that I'm gonna have to gain some points on. So it better be. I
think you're gonna do really good. You just gotta focus. No Husafel moments from the pig iron classes.
Man.
I'll strangle you.
Hey Daisy.
If I had one of those moments, it would be with the sandbag, and I'm feeling a lot better about that after this week.
You're gonna do great on the sandbag.
I meant in the medley specifically.
I know, but you're gonna do great. You had a break. You had a major breakthrough.
That one day clicked.
Yeah, Tuesday night you had a breakthrough. You're gonna do great.
And we talked about it a little bit this week. It's one thing to pick up a sandbag that you routinely pick up fresh. It's another after you just move 2 implements. One of them is very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I
just tried the medley for the first time, and
harder than it looks.
It is way harder. I will give my hats off. It is way harder than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whew.
It's tough, but it is what it is. You know, everybody's got to do it. So,
Riley, what else?
Who can embrace the suck long enough?
What's your what else you got on your mind for the show, Ry?
Log, my goal is to at least double what I got at the Pig Iron Classic because that's about a year apart. So
that's awesome.
I got 4, and I've been hitting 8 in training without dropping it. So I'm hoping to be able to do that and maybe give myself like 5 to 10 seconds and try to pick it up and get another one.
It's kind of
10 would be ideal. Like that would be probably max for me, and 8 is the goal to at least hit.
So this is almost exactly a year from your last show.
It's like a year and a week.
And what's cool is, so you have the farmer's hold, which is way heavier. You have that to measure yourself against.
70 pounds heavier in each hand.
You have the log, which is
same weight,
same exact weight. You have to measure yourself.
Trying to double the weight, the rep.
You had sandbag over bar, like loading, and now you have sandbag.
That was a 150.
Yeah, it was 150. And how many reps did you get? Like 4?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot because that was a mystery event too, and we did it first. I was not ready for that.
Imagine if you go 50 pounds heavier with the bag and you get as many reps. Like it's just a good time to
it's like a perfect gauge to see where I've come in a year. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is. So I'm excited. You're gonna do great. So
I'm gonna try.
Anything else for How Strongest? No?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, gotta stop talking about it.
Yeah. What's next? I'm gonna train up until Wednesday just because I made the decision on Thursday. Like this is Thursday, October 21st. So I made the decision today to do the show. So I'm so close. I'm gonna treat it like, I'm going to win, but I'm gonna train up until probably Wednesday. I'm not gonna deadlift heavy. I'm gonna do my first and only deadlift day on Sunday. And then I'm going to do a couple events just to dial in a little bit.
I got taken back for a second. How you said that. I thought you were like, I'm going to win.
No, I'm going to the event with the intentions to win.
Showing up with the intent to win.
It took me a second for it to click, but it was just funny. Like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on. So the plan was to kind of film a day 2 nationals recap and have it in last week's podcast, but it's a lot easier said than done. The show ran
long weekend.
Dante was sick as hell after, and we just really didn't have a lot of time to film it.
And main worry was nationals, not
right.
And we go, there's always next week to talk about it, but we I think nationals was a great gauge for Dante and myself. I think we both learned a lot. I think we saw what changes we need to make. I think our first nationals was a win, honestly. I didn't do as good as I thought I would. I was hoping to at least hit reps on the log, which I zeroed. The axle I knew would be an absolute dogfight. I won an event at nationals, which is huge bucket list item for me. I did good on everything except the overhead. So it's like coming out, it's like I'm going to gain some weight because I see what my other competitors do, the good ones. And I can afford to gain 10, 15 pounds, which I think will be huge for my strength. And I'm just going to train the hell out of overhead. And it's like if I have a good year of training, there's no reason I can't be a top 5 guy next year. So that's my takeaways.
And like we talked about at the gym today, knowing the scoring system now and how it works, like it's extremely important to get to the static events to not zero, because the moving events you can still score even though you don't finish, but the static events you must get a rep because it was literally the difference in 10 positions.
Zero's killing
10 places.
Yeah.
So.
If I hit a rep on log and axle, I got my Arnold invite.
Right.
1 rep.
So now for next year.
Yeah, I'm saying if you get your overhead better, you're easily top 5 most well-rounded people in your class for sure.
Yeah. It just sucks because and this is I'm not even playing woe is me, but I just want to explain it to someone that's never done a strongman competition or never seen one. Also, a little scatterbrained like always, but thank you to everyone that tuned in a live stream. That was overwhelming. That was seriously overwhelming. I had people that I haven't talked to in years, literally years, from college, that were sending me texts this is awesome in the live stream, supporting you from wherever. Thank you to everyone that took the time to tuned into the live stream. Sorry, I wish I could have done better, but thank you guys for the support. It was awesome. We'll be back next year, wherever it is. But so like what Frawley was saying about the scoring system, like I can almost lock out a rep on axle. I can almost rep out a rep on log, but what if I don't fully get that rep, it's 0, even though I almost got it.
Right.
You can have a yoke carry that's 120 feet. I can get the 120 feet in 31 seconds like I did. Someone can literally pick up the yoke, move a centimeter, as long as they pass the line, and they still get points for beginning the yoke.
Right.
So it's like I'm weak at the events that it's worse to be weak at.
Right.
And it takes a huge, like, I didn't get a rep on log or axle. That is literally 0 points, even though I was close or what. I got literally 0 points for 1/3 of the competition.
Right.
A third of all of nationals I couldn't do. So it's like you can't expect to do that well when you get 0 points.
Right.
But someone could do 1 foot on the yoke, but still get 7 points.
Right.
Because it's like, so that's kind of just to explain like what Frawley was talking about the scoring system.
Yeah, it's something you got to know as a competitor.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's the rolls. Like you can't measure an axle. They can't have like a tape measure like, oh, he was 1 inch off. He was 2 inches closer than the other guy that almost missed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just tricky.
Yep.
It was.
Dante, what do you have to say about nationals? Day 2.
Day 2, I don't know. My back was a little messed up for day 2, especially after the wheelbarrow. So my yoke didn't go according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely feel like I could have ate more after day 1. Maybe snuck a meal in day 2 or something. I don't know. I felt a little depleted. And I don't know. Like Josh said, I surprised myself a lot, especially on the wheelbarrow run. I actually finished it and crashed right before the finish line. So lost a couple seconds there. But I don't know. Like it was a really good learning experience. Definitely should have ate more. And I don't know.
You could see a little bit of the grind of the 2-day competition on you guys' faces on the second day.
Like I've done 2-day rugby tournaments before, but this was like a different feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not. There's really not much more to say on my end. It's just I just got to get stronger and better.
I think. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I think just being there and learning year 1 was huge. Like I really do. I picked up on so much. The thing I like about strongman, I know I've said it before, is just how supportive everyone is, willing to take me under their wing. I mean, hell, the guy that won my class, Andrew Haynes, like, tell me anything. He'll tell me every single thing he did for the year leading up to nationals. Every single thing. He told me exactly how he does his cold tub therapy for, in between day 1 and day 2, just to kind of slow that fatigue down. I took it. I really did feel good going into day 2. So I think his recommendations really helped. I made some new friends in my class that are a lot stronger than me. I'm going to hope to train with these guys whenever I'm able to and keep stay in communication with them, pick up on their knowledge. And, just picking their brain. Like he told me exactly like what he cuts down from, exactly like the protocol he does after he weighs in. It's like, it's so cool to be able to get that from everyone. So I think it will really show for year 2, like what we learned. And I mean, it sucks. Like there's a lot of things at nationals, and I know Frawley will talk about it, but there was a lot of things that suck, and I'll add to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we can jump right into it. I mean, I think you guys kind of got your point.
So, Frawley, go ahead. I know you got something to say.
Like let's just get into it. Like
as a spec, I just want to say you were at nationals the whole thing, didn't miss a heat or an event or anything. So was right.
I did not. I will say, I will also preface this. I did not get to witness or spectate for the female competitors. So this is strictly for the male competitors. But from a spectator standpoint, I cannot just come up with a situation. how I can justify athletes waiting almost 2 hours between warm-ups and an event. Now, this is me coming from a powerlifting background, where in powerlifting you're organized by flights. So a normal meet maybe has 3 or 4 flights. Some of the bigger ones have more. But according to powerlifting, you warm up per your flight. So like the first flight has like, let's say a half hour before the first event for squat. So like for you guys on Friday, the first event was log. Now, instead of having everybody come out and warm up on the log and then go to the warm up room and the lightweights have to wait for 2 hours, they should be doing it in waves, where in the back, you should have equipment ready for the next class. So like if you want the heavyweights to run all at once, that's fine. But you need to give the middleweights and then the lightweights, because that's the order they went in, the adequate time prior to their event to warm up so that when they're out there, they're primed. I can't, like I said, I cannot come up with a situation how, as an athlete, I would be okay with what happened for the middleweight and the lightweight competitors. It's totally ridiculous that you had to wait an hour and a half to 2 hours to do your event after warming up. Like, I understand, like you said last week on the podcast, you got to get the warm-ups when you can get them. Like, you have to take what you can get. But at the same point, it's from witnessing that alone. So like, I'll also get into like the equipment in the warm-up room as well. Witnessing that alone, I'm a heavyweight. So like, I would have benefited from that because I would have actually been able to warm up and then go out and perform right away, which I'm sure there was still some warm-ups being cut short.
Yeah, they cut like 15 minutes off to take a photo.
And that's totally ridiculous too. So that's like another thing that we can go into, like not being able to adequately warm up when you can do the things in waves. If you have an appropriate warm-up room, I wouldn't want to compete under those circumstances. And I may have said that out of frustration while I was there, but I literally said, like, after watching it, I would not want to compete here because this is ridiculous that you have to wait that long after warm-ups. So like, and then when it comes to the warm-up room, I don't even know why you had a room, because you did all your warm-ups out in the venue, and then they sent all of the athletes back to a back room, which I'm sure there were some pieces of equipment, and you guys can jump in if there was. I'm sure there was some equipment back there that you could use.
I think Josh had like the girls log or something.
Sometimes.
Sure. So you had a 10-inch log. You're competing on a 12-inch log.
Yep.
You don't have a yoke back there. You don't have a log. You don't have a wheelbarrow. There's no reason that you can't have the equipment that you're competing on in the warm-up room and having the people in the next classes warm up while the heavyweights are competing, while the middleweights are competing.
Well, like, what made I doubt it'll happen again, and maybe someone smarter than me has a reasoning for it. But to my knowledge, it's the first time ever that they've went heavyweight, middleweight, then lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes absolutely zero sense why you would do that, because the lightweights are using less weight.
Sure.
There's less of us. So let us warm up, let us start, and then let the middleweights and the heavyweights start warming up after. And like, I mean, the only thing that really sucks is, so day 2, what was the first event? Axle. So we warmed up for axle. Wheelbarrow, there was time constraints, whatever. Wheelbarrow, I got in line for immediately, and before I could even get a chance to even touch the wheelbarrow one time, warm-ups were done. So I had zero chance to touch a wheelbarrow. Zero.
Which is unacceptable, in my opinion.
Like, for my weight, I think it was 6'10" for wheelbarrow race, 610 pounds. So I'm picking up 610 pounds without doing that implement. As I finished the wheelbarrow, I was in the second to last flight for wheelbarrow for lightweight. So it was the second to last flight overall. As I was walking to the warm-up room after I completed my wheelbarrow race, I'm talking 60 seconds after, they were walking past me with all 6 competition yokes and said, "We don't have time for more warm-ups. We have to get going." So I go from a 6'10" wheelbarrow cold to a 6'10" yoke, 120 feet long run. Absolutely cool. I did not one time put a yoke on my back that whole day. Not one time until my actual run. And it's like,
And as an athlete, there's no situation that I would find that I would want to compete doing that.
It sucks because you spend so much money, you spend so much time.
Exactly.
Nationals is generating a good amount of revenue. So it's like, why not just have? I get logistics, costs more money to have more stuff there. Why not have 12 yokes? 6 out on the floor.
I'm not even saying 6. I'm not even saying 6 in the warm-up room. If you have 6 on the floor, you can put 2 or 3 in the back.
Yeah.
You could put 2 or 3 in the back and say, are these weight classes, the heavyweights, you're warming up. Heavyweights go warm up. Boom. When the lightweights are finishing, what was it before the yoke? The wheelbarrow?
Mhm.
Yeah.
When the lightweights are finishing the wheelbarrow, you say heavyweights go warm up. You're in the warm-up room right now. And then they're primed and ready to go. And then guess what? When they go out and start running the yoke, the middleweights are warming up on the yokes in the warm-up room. This isn't, and I also want to point out too, like I'm not ranting, like raving just to bash like the federation. I'm saying I'm trying to provide this from a constructive criticism standpoint. Like they put on a great show. It's just there is so many more things that they can do to make it great for the athlete and for the competitor, which is ultimately what you should be trying to do, is improve that experience, in my opinion.
At the amateur level, we are the money. The competitor, it's not Giants Live, it's not World's Strongest Man where you're catering to the fans. I get that's a whole nother story. It could be 100% better for the spectators. Like, you have that awesome civic center.
Yeah.
You have all this stuff, all this space. Like, dude, you could have all these different strongman boosts. Like you could have all these different strength training companies there, like a mini Arnold, like a mini convention. And you can do have like a booth where it's whatever company with an axle who can hold a double axle the longest as a spectator, and they win a shirt. There's so much you could do with it. You have supplement companies that are giving away product, have music on for the spectators, like you guys said. Like, that's something as a competitor I don't see. Like, you guys are paying money to consume this, and it's like ran for a spectator, it's ran like a JV basketball game. It's like,
when it comes to the events, if warm-ups are a concern, run more than one event at once in multiple classes. There's no reason that a lightweight can't do the axle and the heavyweights do the wheelbarrow and the middleweights do the yoke. Right. That's another option to make sure that people are getting adequate warm-ups. None of those things take more time. It might take a little bit more judging, but if you're running 3 lanes of heavyweight for the yoke, 2 lanes of the wheelbarrow, and 1 lane of axle, it's the same amount of judges, and it gives the spectator more to watch at the same time.
Yeah. And like,
it's just logistically,
it's not just this federation. Like, I've heard horror stories about the another nationals that I won't name, but I've heard horror stories from multiple people that were way worse than this weekend. Way worse.
And like what we talked about, though, like the athletes need to speak up. The athletes 100%. Need to say it is not acceptable for us to go out and do a 600-pound yoke cold, raw, with no warm-ups.
And it sucks. It sucks because, like, dude, my left knee, I know it's from yoke. My left knee has been swelling up every single time I move since Saturday.
Yeah. Because you can warm up.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. You're just asking for injuries. And I got legitimately pissed off when that guy blew his knee out on yoke.
Yeah.
I got pissed off. I was like, you're just asking for that to happen just so you can get out of there on time when it's your fault that it's running late.
Right. Yeah. And it is not the athlete's fault that the venue was not booked beyond the time that it was. They should not have to suffer for their warm-ups and put their health, which obviously, now we can't say that guy wouldn't have blown his knee out had he warmed up properly, right? That's speculation, but it certainly didn't help.
Listen,
so like,
I think it's fair to be critical and say how we can improve. If we're not critical and we don't say, okay, like, I could put on a laundry list of stuff that was good. You want me to do it? I will.
Absolutely.
I think weigh-ins were smooth as hell. Great. Shirts were great. Everything logistically was planned well, ran well. The
judging was good.
The what?
Overall, the judging was good
great.
overall.
And I will say
Yeah.
to anyone, and I sent a message to the one girl that helped, to anyone that took the time to help, it's like, thank you guys so much. Like if any volunteers are listening, because none of us would be able to do this hobby without people that are sacrificing going to Virginia and literally just volunteering for 2 straight days.
That's why I'm saying, like, we're definitely prefacing this. Like, don't take
Right.
this as a rant.
But-
Cold hard. I'm never doing anything with this federation again. We're saying
I only
constructive
do
criticism.
stuff with this federation still
Right.
as a competitor.
Constructive criticism.
I'll be at
It can
nationals
better.
next year.
Right.
But
It can be better.
I think as a consumer and the people that are trying to grow the sport, like I know we all are, you got to speak up and say what the negatives are. If you just, it's like being surrounded with yes men. It's like if you're just around yes men, it's like, well, okay, you're not going to get better. So like I said, I can list a laundry list of stuff that was great.
Yep.
Like the rules meeting was great. We had an opportunity to see everything we were competing with the next day. We were able to see where we're competing. The venue was amazing. Like I thought that was an awesome venue.
The venue was fantastic. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I agree.
Venue. I hope it's a venue style like that next year. I really do. And I get there may not be as much money in it right now, and it may be harder because of COVID and everything we've went through as a sport. Like I'm definitely not saying it's easy for anyone, but we're just saying what we saw. And
there has to be a standard too. It's nationals. It's not like this is some Joe Schmo unsanctioned competition.
Sure.
This is nationals.
Sure.
This is the biggest amateur show in the country, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, unless Worlds is bigger at the Arnold. But
No, I mean,
Nationals is the premier show for amateur strongman.
For amateurs. Yeah.
And like, one specific federation in powerlifting, their motto is for the lifters because they want the lifters to have the best experience possible. And I think that any federation that is putting on a national show should have that same mentality for the athlete.
Yeah. Because I mean, they're your consumer. They're who's paying you money. Like if the people that are paying you money are saying, okay, great job at this, but we can improve this, and this, you should listen. You should listen. And I think that the right people are going to keep speaking up. So, you know.
Yeah, speak up. You know what I mean? Like 100%. Tell people like, hey, you guys did a great job running the show, but like these are things that have to improve. And they did. And
like the group
I think,
yeah.
You want to elaborate on that, Dante?
There's just a lot of reports of people's grip shirts tearing after day 1 or day 2 after just buying them.
Yeah.
And we were forced to use
$45 for a grip shirt and it ripped in 2 places. I put it on my body one time.
Yeah.
And I bought the size that they recommended. Dante saw me trying it on and it was the one that they told me to buy for my body. So they fit me for it.
Right.
But we can
story for another day.
But honestly, great show for me. Like I learned a lot. I will be back next year and I'm very excited for it.
Do you have a show picked out that you want to do yet or no?
No, not yet. I'm gonna get past goal and we're gonna see how everything goes.
580 strongest too. Don't forget
we got
about
580.
That's coming up.
I started typing out a weight matrix the other day. You're gonna be pretty lean.
You need to get that out for the people that plan to do it.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great day.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Questions?
Let's hit them real quick.
Man, thank you to everyone that took the time to send in questions this week. I posted it late like usual, and we got a ton. I'm gonna rattle through these. Days you don't feel like working out. What motivates you? What do you do to make yourself go and grind?
See the bigger picture. Just realize why you started in the first place.
Nailed it.
I honestly will say, and like, maybe I need pre-workout here and there. I'm addicted to pre-workout. I'm truly addicted to pre-workout. Like I like to take it as I'm like walking around the gym, talking to people, but I don't need it. I know I don't need it. I just enjoy taking it.
That's
I don't know why, but I've truly in lifting. I have never, since I started strength training, had a day where I didn't want to go to the gym. It's legitimately like my mental sanity. I wish I was making that up. I've never went through a valley.
I will say there have been times that I wanted to go to the gym, but I did not want to do what I needed to do for my programming.
Oh, that's different.
That I will
That's
say.
different. That is different.
But I think that's what people are relating to,
yeah,
because
that's
like
true.
anybody can go to the gym, like, and just hang out, right? And play wiggle
Yeah.
dicks. But like, you know, when you
That's
go
okay.
to the
That's
gym
fair.
and actually do your training, like what
You're
do you
talking
do?
about. You're talking about two separate things. You're talking about going to the gym and training. That's
Right.
different.
Right. Which it is.
What I
But
do,
I think-
like, I've had days. I swear to God, like, I remember some deadlift days I had leading into my last ever powerlifting meet I did, where I was like looking at numbers and I was like, that's not even
I ain't
close
got
to
it
something
today.
I
I
literally
got
I don't got my fastball.
legitimately like get sick thinking about that workout that day.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to die. Like I'm gonna throw my back at, like, and I think one thing I've read in some awesome books from Louis, from Dr. Hatfield, a lot of authors. I can't name all of them, but visualization has helped me a lot. If you look at like the psychology aspect of training,
Me too.
I think really visualizing yourself doing what you need to do, visualize yourself, just accomplishing what you need to accomplish. And I think the more you speak it into existence, that helps me a lot. It really does help me a lot. And surrounding myself with good people that I don't want to let down has always motivated me. Like, I don't want to like flake on someone that I love or someone that I respect and has helped me out with training. I don't want to flake on them. So I use that as motivation too.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dante hit the nail on the head for me. When you hit a certain point in strength training where you realize not every day is going to be your best day in the gym, and you also realize that no matter how you feel, you still have to do the work that's necessary to get to where you want to go. Because no matter how you feel, you still got to go in and do it. So like you just kind of embrace the suck. Like I know that sounds corny, but like you just go like, I have to do this for the goal that I'm trying to get to, and you just make yourself do it. It's discipline.
100% discipline.
So
it's so funny to jump from a topic like that to like favorite conspiracy theory is the next question.
Loose change. Look it up.
What is it?
Loose change.
I'm not touching that one.
Look it up.
Denver Airport conspiracy theory.
That's
That was
pretty
good
cool.
one. Yeah.
When I was there, I was thinking like, is there some evil shit going on under me right now?
That's funny.
Riley, you have one?
No, but I don't know if it's true, but I heard that the CIA made up the term conspiracy theory to make people sound stupid when they talk about shit like this. So people just write them off as crazy.
So there's a conspiracy theory
That's
about the words conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Who's the crazy one now, Riley?
Mine is dinosaurs weren't real. That's by far my favorite.
No more.
I'm not going into it. The man asked a question. I'm answering the question. That's my favorite conspiracy theory.
Fair enough.
So we talked about nationals, but best and worst thing at nationals. So best for me, I'll let Dante answer.
Is
Best
that
for
an
me.
event?
No, I think just in general, best and worst things at national. I just said things.
I think the best thing was just seeing how many freaks there really are out there and how much more I have to actually work to get there.
Yeah. My best was being around people that are way stronger than me, that are willing to help me. Made some new friends. And the worst thing was not being able to warm up. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Tyler said, how did it feel to get your first win at the Bobcat Cup yesterday? Because this comes out on Sunday. So 2 days till the Bobcat Cup. It's a big golf outing every year. Me and my boy Chode, we're going to win this year. It felt great, Tyler.
Win.
Huh?
Congrats on the win.
Thank you. New trophy this year too. We're on a four-year loss streak. This is the year the Young Cats win the Ryder Cup. Can't wait. I haven't swung a golf club in 4 months. I feel great.
It's like riding a bike.
I wish it was. So this is for Dante and I too. How possible do you feel it is to win nationals, and what's your time frame? For me, I definitely think it's possible that I can
That's a
win
good question.
nationals. I definitely think it's possible. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, I definitely could win nationals.
I don't really know a time frame. I think I really got to figure out my weight class first before I actually consider that. But I'm gonna go broad right now and say within 10 years probably. But
The
like I
thing for
said,
Dante too is he's
it's-
young as hell.
Yeah, he's only 24.
and
He
I've
looks
just been
80.
doing strongman for a year, so
Right.
He can
Yeah,
have
you
3
just-
more strongman's nationals under his belt before he's Josh's age.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta
That's
you
crazy to
gotta
think
make
about.
it.
I could win next year for all I know. Just
You
never
gotta
know.
make a decision.
Yeah.
Like, you got to figure out, like, if you want to be a middleweight, do you want to be a heavyweight? Do you want to be
Right.
a heavier 265? Like, what do you want to do? You know what's crazy about nationals? There were middleweights that were walking around way heavier than Dante was as a heavyweight.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
was middleweights.
Like,
that
there were
way
guys
bigger
that
than
cut
him.
from 265 down to make middleweight, and then after
Oh,
the
yeah.
weigh back up.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So you just got to figure out what you want to do. Like, for me, I know, like, I'm gonna be an under 80 kilo. That's gonna be my class.
And
So
I think
yeah.
seeing all those people really helped me get an idea of
Yeah.
like what I could do and where I could go. So
Oh, this is a
Mhm.
good question. This is a good question. So nationals is over. I promise everyone that's listening, this is the last time we're going to talk about nationals this episode until we're leading into next year, because I'm so tired of saying that word. But what advice, now that nationals is over, what advice would you go back in time and give yourself leading into the show?
Dante, you start. You know what you're going to say. We talk about it all the time.
Don't say something stupid. Don't
keep
say
eating.
something stupid. Don't say
Keep
something
eating.
stupid.
Maintain
Don't
your
freaking
weight.
cut
Don't-
weight.
Just make sure your
Yeah.
weight stays the same.
Don't lose
drop
25
pounds
pounds.
in like 2 weeks.
Bad idea.
Mine would be to wake the hell up on overhead.
Especially log, dude. The axle I'll give you.
I'm gonna puke.
I won't.
The axle I'll give
Don't
you.
give
but
it
the
to him.
I
log,
won't.
dude. There's
Don't give it to him.
no- Well, yeah. I mean,
Don't give it to him.
look,
So
man.
I hit that log 3 times in training.
I know. That's what I mean. But like we talked about, it was on your turn.
How to do it.
I hit the 270.
Your
I
turn.
hit 275 for 3 back to back.
I would tell
one time
myself,
training.
don't be so damn nervous. It's just a freaking strongman show. Go do what you know you can do. And that's the attitude I'm going in with next year. Get the job done. Do what I worked my ass off for.
Yeah, you've
Don't
been
be
there,
an
done.
idiot.
You've been there, done that. Now you're ready just
Yep.
a business trip.
Right. Training for 2 competitions back to back for strongman. Any advice?
I would ask how far apart are they?
Yeah, what does back to back mean? Like next
Yeah.
week?
Are we talking like nationals to goal?
Like you? Like you?
Nationals the goal. Yeah, that's a good. I
I
think
mean,
that's a
nationals
decent
the
one.
goal is brutal.
Yeah.
I feel like advice is if it's back to back, don't train much at all in between. Just rest.
You're not
Make
going
it-
to
right.
my advice would be, don't expect to do your best to live up to your full potential. If they're back to back weekends, it's like
You're
do
gonna be
what you
cooked.
can.
You're gonna be cooked.
Can I be honest? My advice would be don't freaking do
Right.
it.
yeah.
That's my
Um,
advice.
Competing's fun
But-
and all, but if you really want to do well, I feel like you should have a decently long prep.
Yeah.
Just you
I
make sure
think-
you get all the implements down, get your strength up a little bit, recover well.
Like, it's great to compete, but if you're new, do a competition every couple months if you
Mhm.
are really competition happy, and just get stronger. But if you are doing them and they're like a month apart, I mean, rest after your competition, recover as quickly as you can, get back into the gym and start to peak for those next set of events. And that's
I would
what
also
my-
say try to figure out a way where you can train the second show and mix
Just
it
gonna
into
say
the
that.
first show's prep.
I was going to say
That-
that too.
So if they're really close, do your most bang for your buck exercises.
Yes.
So like
Perfect.
if show 1 has a car deadlift and show 2 has a frame deadlift, do trap bar.
Right.
Just do trap bar, because you're doing a car deadlift and you're doing a frame. Do something that you're going to get generally stronger at both and do trap bar. Stuff
Right.
like that. Like if you have a log and an axle, like you got a log in show 1 and an axle in show 2, just have 2 pressing days that in your week and have one as a log and one as an axle. It's just, you got to kind of be smart and manage it. I mean, it's tough. It's
Also,
really tough.
probably focus on which one's more important to you. Like maybe one's more like nationals and goal for you. For
Agree with that.
And you have to intellectually understand and be willing to cope with what you're good at and what you're not good at, and tell yourself like, hey, I'm a really good overhead presser, but my deadlift stinks. So I'm going to focus on the deadlifts a lot more and kind of like ease off my overhead a little bit because I'm training for 10 events instead of 5. So it's like prioritize and be honest with yourself. What needs to be a priority?
Good question.
Yep.
Great question. Last question. Oh no, we got more. What do you guys recommend for programming and not even just programming, leading into a competition, whether it's mentally, nutrition wise, training, 2 to 3 weeks before a competition?
I think you hit the nail on the head, especially with prioritizing. Like, just make sure you get your events down because you're not really going to get stronger in 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe a little bit.
That's a very good point, Dante.
Yeah.
So you have to. I hate to keep going back to this phrase, but you have to intellectually understand, and it's hard to understand this. 2 weeks before a competition, you aren't going to get stronger. You aren't actually going to get stronger. What you need to do 2 to 3 weeks out, and 2 to 3 weeks out. This is a great question because this is when it really is time to dial it in. 2 to 3 weeks is when you should be really focusing on the events. How do I cut a couple seconds off my medley? How do I get a little bit better at running this yoke? Like if there's a turn in the yoke, how do I just cut 2 seconds off turning the yoke? That's what strongman is dialing in those little things of the specificity of the events. So 2 to 3 weeks, it's like, do you really need to be doing like bench press? Like ask yourself that. You know what I mean? Or like if I'm doing 5 sets of 5 bench press and getting really fatigued from that, do I need to be doing that? Or should I be working on my form with log? You know what I mean? So that's 2 to 3 weeks, dial it the hell in.
Very specific.
And extracurricular outside the gym, don't do anything you don't normally do.
Yeah, chill.
Like,
don't fly to Colorado a week before nationals.
Yeah, like get a deep tissue massage, like a couple weeks out. Get your body feeling right. If you need to go to the chiropractor, go to the chiropractor. But don't go from eating cheeseburgers to eating 97.3 bison for every meal because it's like it's too late, bro. Like
do what you've always been doing.
Yeah, if your training's been going great, don't make a major lifestyle change 2 to 3 weeks out.
Right.
That's
why your body readapting to that healthier foods is gonna slow you down a little bit.
Tell Riley, like I haven't told Riley to stop drinking because he's not gonna, but his body will just go in a shock if he stops drinking.
Yeah, maybe worse than just for the competition if I do that.
Mainly, he's not gonna.
You bringing a cooler to the show for after? You bringing like your big Yeti cooler to the show for after?
I was gonna wait till I got home, but if you want it, I'll bring it.
I'm driving you. You can start drinking the second you're done with your 5th event.
All right, let's stop talking about drinking. But I was gonna double down on what you said about the training a couple weeks before because I can completely attest to just these past couple weeks of how much better I've gotten at the specific events just doing them. Like I haven't been like really training to get stronger. I'm training to cut time off, like you said, and it's worked well for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of us can attest to. Are we still on the 2 to 3 weeks question?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah. I didn't know if I read the next one, but you're gonna feel like absolute dog shit. 2 to 3 weeks out. That is literally, Riley, what I always call it the death march.
Yep.
Literally about 21 days out, and you can ask anyone I've ever programmed for or anyone we've trained around or anything. 21 days to like 7 days left is the death march. You hate it. It's a gut check. It goes back to what we said. You got to visualize. You got to really sack up. And it's like, I got to bust my ass every time I go to the gym for these next 2 weeks. But it really will. The second you go into that deload, don't train the week of. You go into that deload, your body's going to feel great. As long as you like still do some walks, move around a little bit. If you want to walk on the treadmill, whatever, to keep your mind going and your blood flowing. But like, you're going to feel like crap.
Probably
That's
said
just-
this a billion times too. Like he's like, if you're not questioning why you're still doing this a couple weeks out from the show, then you're not doing it right.
You ain't training too hard.
100%. 100%.
Like,
There's a
why do
time-
I do this to myself?
There's a time to do RP 7 to 8, lower percentage, higher reps, get strong and have fun, whatever, enjoy. Nope. Not 2 to
Not
3
right
weeks
now.
out. Not
Nope.
2 to 3 weeks out. That's when you're busting.
And the
your ass.
reasoning for that is that the body goes through a super compensation period. So you put the stress and require the adaptation on your body. When you pull away the stress and you allow your body to recover in the last week leading into a show, your body does what is called a super compensation, which means it will take that adaptation, recover, and more because it expects to be able to do that work. So when you taper down properly, your body will adapt accordingly, which is exactly what you want.
Science.
Try to get more
So-
rest too. Try to get more rest. It's only going to help.
Sleep and eat good food.
Yup.
For all these explanations, sounded way smarter than mine.
Yeah, he learned
I
that in his
disagree.
master's degree, master's class.
What's the last
The
question
la-
so we can
the
stop
last
this
one
shit?
is- The last one is for, last question's for Dante. It's from Big Ben. He said,
Dude,
How
go
many
ahead.
events? How many events will Dante beat me at goal?
I don't know. I think
Ben's
you guys have.
going
for
I
it.
think,
Come
I
on,
think,
put a
I think you
number
guys
on
have to answer that.
I'm not
It
answering.
wasn't genetic. How was it worded? Was it directed towards me or was everybody? Was it just
How
general?
many events will
You're the only
Dante
one
beat me
competing
at?
against them.
Yeah. How
All right,
confident
so
are you?
let's run through it. Log.
Stay in your
Ben's
lane,
got log.
Dante.
Ben's gonna beat you. in
Ben's
log.
gonna be a log.
Right.
Deadlift.
Deadlifts. Dante got deadlifts. What's
One on
next?
one.
Sandbag to shoulder. Ooh, that's
I don't know.
tough. How you feeling about it, Dante? Tell me.
Today I didn't feel too bad. I just gotta, work my positioning a little better. I mean,
You think you got five
Ben-
in you?
probably 4 or 5 if I'm feeling good.
You heard it.
Farmers hold?
I did pretty well today with the farmer's hold. First time touching the farmer's.
Are you
hold.
saying you're gonna win in farmers?
I'm confident? Farmer's my
Alright.
thing. Remember?
Yeah, and then what's the last one?
Medley.
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 Oof.
I got Ben on the medley, dude, just
Rugby?
because he's been training it.
447 though.
Yeah, Dante ran a 4.47.
You better
Ben's
win
Rugby
the
been
player
medley.
versus
training the
football
medley.
player.
Ben has been training the medley. Dante hasn't, and that medley sucks. It's nothing personal.
I'm
Just
still
saying.
I'm still cracking up from the YouTube vlog, and I'm sitting in an ice bath struggling, and Dante walks in stupid as hell and goes, "Hey, is it cold?" In an ice bath. He says, "Is it cold?" And I literally
Oh
said,
my
"Yeah, dude, it's an
God.
ice bath." Watch me.
Dante's only
He watched me
person I
dump
know.
ice in it for 15 minutes.
I
and
hope
said,
that was sarcastic.
He says Dante's the only
you
person
never
I know
know.
that can see me in an ice bath and ask, "Is it cold?"
You never know,
"Oh
Riley.
God." Oh,
So me and Ben
that
are
was a
gonna,
great vlog, though. I'm excited. I'm actually excited to make a vlog for goal too.
we'll do
So-
it better. We'll do it a little better.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We got to coordinate. We got to coordinate for weigh-ins.
This may be our longest podcast episode to
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
I
a
got-
great one.
I
In
had a
my
great-
opinion, it's a great one.
I will say I got a text that we need to wrap it up.
All right.
We do need to wrap it up.
So
I'm getting
Like
yelled
Dave
at by-
Chappelle box, wrap it
we're
up.
pushing numbies on the YouTube. Go subscribe. Hit subscribe, and every video we drop a comment, give us a like, help us grow that YouTube page. If you guys have ideas for stuff you want us to push out, feel free. We'll do some cool videos. Like I said, new YouTube video every Wednesday.
You want to see me
Follow us
crack
on
an egg over Frawley's head?
Follow us on Instagram.
You're not doing that.
580 Barbell. Like us on Facebook, 580 Barbell. Yeah. Stay tuned. We've got exciting stuff brewing. So we'll see you guys next
Later.
week.
See
See y'all
guys.
after the goal.